of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty and everlasting God, who presides over all things in heaven and earth, come and preside over these deliberations so that those that make the decisions may be guided by your wisdom.
Amen.
That was good. I needed a laugh.
Roll call, Mr. Barrett.
Here.
Mr. Brooks.
Here.
Mr. Mirren.
Here.
Mr. Belishko.
Here.
Mrs. McClay.
Here.
Also in attendance is Mayor George Brown, Controller Tony Thomas, Assistant City Attorney Maureen Collins, Administrator Charlie McCormick, Assistant City Clerk Tracy Smith, and Administrative Assistant Lisa Sanfilippo. I have to do my speech. Good evening. Welcome to tonight's regular session of council. Please turn off all cell phones. Following are examples of important council rules not intended to be a complete list. Please adhere as closely as possible to the 5-minute speaker presentation time limit. No persons are allowed to address the council from beyond the rail, except the speaker at the dais who has the floor. Chairperson shall preserve order and decorum and prevent attacks on personalities. Chairperson shall determine all points of order. No persons except city officers or their representatives shall be permitted within the rail during any meeting without the express permission of council. Council kindly asks that the public please vacate the building within 10 minutes after the meeting adjourns. Finally, members of administration, please use the microphone.
Public input on pending legislation. Sam, come on up.
Not much to comment on. There's not much legislation, but I just wanted to bring up the point. When Mr. Brooks was chairman, he indicated, or unless it was somebody else, that it would be a good idea to have the people. Now, these people are being reappointed, right? I'm just concerned about the planning commission. As far as the traffic committee goes, that's not such a big thing. Larry Newman. My point being that I believe your point was, Tony, that it would be a good thing if the people submitted, like, I guess they don't have to resubmit resumes, but, well, these aren't reappointments, are they, or are they?
That's my mistake. They are, the 3 to the planning commission are.
What's that?
The 3 to the planning commission, I think the 3.
3 people for the
Are
planning?
reappointments.
They're just,
And the appointment is Andrew Pasonic to the traffic committee. So one's an appointment and 3 are reappointments.
3 new appointments.
No.
Reappointments. Why doesn't it say that?
I just said my mistake. I put appointing instead of reappointing.
Oh, okay. All right, well, in any case, whether they're, especially if they're just new appointments, but if they're not, it's okay. I think he had the idea that they should submit, if they already have resumes on file, okay, but they should be present at the meeting to indicate why, to what extent they have the qualifications for the position, or why maybe the qualifications are pretty minimal. Maybe you only need a high school diploma. Maybe you don't even need that. But it seems to me that the work of the Planning Commission is pretty critical to the welfare of this, to the general welfare of the city as a whole. I don't know what decisions they've made recently. I know that the County Planning Commission, the Wilkes-Barre Township Planning Commission have made pretty critical decisions. But I also will want to recommend, along the lines of what he said, that these people should be present at the meeting to indicate why they want to be reappointed and what they feel they've accomplished, if anything, on the planning committee. I mean, I think that's only fair because this is a pretty critical body. And I would like to know, I know that the meetings, I guess, are open to the public that they have, right? But it's hard for certain people to attend them. I think it would be a good idea. I know this is probably something where the council doesn't want to take the initiative, but to have these reappointments consistent with some sort of summary, overall indication of what they have, what decisions they have made in the past, let's say, 6 months. I'm not familiar at all. I mean, maybe none of you are either in terms of what decisions have been made by the planning. But I know that pretty much every decision they make is important to the city, the future of the city. And whatever whatever the decision might be, whether it's, approving a project that might bring in more business or whatever. Or whether it's approving something where, involving Wilkes or Kings. If that's possible, to have them, someone from the commission, maybe it's not even one of these three, to come in and make some sort of report. I mean, is anybody from council familiar with what decision they made lately? But anyway, I'd follow through on what Mr. Brooks, I think, indicated, that they should be present at the meeting they're reappointed to, and that they indicate why, to council and to the public, more importantly, why they want to continue in this position. I mean, after all, they don't get paid, so what's the incentive there? Just to do some good? Okay. I mean, I'd like to hear it from them, I think it's only fair. That's all I have to say.
Sam?
Mr. Troy, go ahead.
Before you go anywhere, so the Planning Commission, their meeting minutes are online. You can
Yeah.
pull them up.
Their what?
Their minutes from their meetings,
Yeah, oh, you get the
they
minutes.
are
yeah.
online. You can pull them up and see what they've discussed, what they've.
I
voted on.
understand that, but I still think they should be present.
Office if you need a
I could get the minutes online or from her. Mm-hmm. Okay.
You beat me to it.
All right. I was on planning, so,
All right, so
oh,
we'll start with
Presentations.
let's do the consent first.
oh, yeah, sorry.
Let's do the consent agenda. We have the 4 resolutions. We need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Mrs. McClay,
Second.
second by Mr. Barrett. Mr. Barrett?
Yes.
Mr. Brooks?
Yes.
Mr. Mirren?
Yes.
Mr. Belishko?
Yes.
And Mrs. McClay?
Yes.
All right, now we could do.
Go to whoever seconded it first, because I gotta.
Mr. Yeah, so. Seconded.
Bill's first, right?
Yeah. Mike's left.
Minutes from
Mr. Barrett, you got anything?
last meeting?
I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
We talked about exit 2 repeatedly.
sure did.
I don't know if you've gotten a reply back from them as far as their online survey they were doing regarding the bridge project, which is going to create a detour, which will involve the temporary traffic signal being reinstalled at exit 2 in the boulevard. And Pannoni apparently is the engineering contractor for the project. And I got a kind of an interesting reply back from them, which I thought was kind of in my mind, a little optimistic, but they're basically saying, thank you for your comment on the project. A temporary signal at the intersection of the Cross Valley Ramp and Wilkes-Barre Boulevard will be installed during the project for the ramp closures and detours, which we know. The signal will have to be evaluated at the end of the project to determine if it meets the signal warrant requirements. So they're basically, in this anyway, not saying we're going to tear it down when it's done. But again, I encourage anybody who has the opportunity to voice their opinion on this project and that traffic signal to do so. I just feel that the more input that they receive, the better it would be for that traffic light remaining on site there. So it wasn't, they're not saying they're going to take it down right afterwards, but they're going to evaluate it according to Pannoni, and that's slightly optimistic. I like to be a little optimistic, and I'd like to hope that they would do that. So I don't know if you got a reply back on
I didn't, but I did speak to somebody today, and Luzerne County has a study that's going to be coming out about that street and that light, and apparently it's not one of the safest places. It's going to be a bad study for that intersection. So I did get a phone number, and I'm going to reach out to them tomorrow and see if we can get that. It's supposed to be released sometime this month, but maybe we can work together if the county and the city both want it.
And again, not to be redundant, but we're not saying it's the city's
Right.
fault because that dangerous intersection exists. It's the fault of that ramp coming down from the Cross Valley onto our boulevard that's creating the problem there. So anyway, so we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bill, could you forward us that email so we can
I will.
all respond to it?
I will, sure.
Anything else?
That's it, thank you.
Mr. Belishko?
I just want to thank the mayor for staying on. I guess you'd say potholes at the railroad tracks on Barney at Horton Street. It's been a long time coming. I can't wait for it to be done so you can go over those railroad tracks without losing a couple wheels. I thank the mayor for staying on that. And I was going to remind the residents about the parade, but there's only a couple people here, but it is Sunday at 2 o'clock. I hope everybody's there. Bring your kids. Thank you, that's all.
Mr. Maron?
Yes, I have one thing. So on Hickory Street, I have some photos here to pass down. So there's a large empty lot there. It's right near Lee Namey Park, and there were houses there years ago. This lot hasn't been used in the 70s, and I was just thinking maybe to create more revenue, we could maybe put some townhouses there. Like, there's already some townhouses next to it, and, maybe you could draw some interest in some developer or whatever. I mean, I would like to see everybody's input on that. Because all we're doing to that property is just cutting the grass every summer. And it's nice because it has an entry from Hazel Street and one from Hickory as well. It's adjacent from Columbus Ave, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just a thought.
Anything else?
No, that's all I have.
Mr. Brooks?
I concur with that. It would be great to fill in a lot of empty spots with townhouses around the whole city. I just want to notice that I see potholes being fixed within 24 hours. Everywhere I go, I see potholes being filled in, and very appreciative of that. Nothing else since Tuesday.
I just have two things. Charlie, 774 North Pennsylvania Ave. We had the same problem with that house before. There's garbage bags everywhere, but there's also garbage. They had it in a bucket, and now it's just everywhere. And then one of the utilities, I don't know if it was the water or the gas company, had Pennsylvania Ave closed sometime last week, and now there is a pothole that is, for a while there was a bump, now it's actually sunk in, right across, right by the old Benko Dental. And nothing else.
Okay.
Oh. Sam, you're up.
Nobody in front of me?
No?
Nope, just you today,
I'm
Sam.
behind you either.
That's pushing it, right? Well, let me start off my short time. First of all, I'm concerned, I understand the county has hired an auditor to audit the spending of the ARP money that it disposed of. It was an incredible amount. I don't know, what was it, 100 million or something? The city had a lot of it too. And I wondered, all these things seem to be under the radar, Mayor Brown. I don't know why. By the way, I'm digressing just for a moment because I was hoping, and it didn't come to fruition, the idea that our controller would be given permission to give a report, no matter how limited, of the city's financial picture. That evidently is not something that's going to be approved in my lifetime, which is unfortunate because I think the public has a right to know the city's overall financial picture and what, for instance, bringing up the $6 million that was just raised through the floating the bond issue. Whether that money has already been spent, where it has gone. Is that a secret, Mayor Brown, or can we possibly get to know what was done with that, why it was necessary to take that, to float that bond issue? Is the city in, I guess it does seem to be in dire financial straits. I don't mean to be caustic, but again, I'm digressing again because I only have a short time, but I think you've all heard that expression, Nero, the Emperor of Rome. You've all heard of him. Near the end of Rome, near the collapse of the Roman Empire, fiddled while Rome burned. And I think that's an appropriate metaphor to bring up here. The council and the mayor seem to be oblivious, that's a good word, to the city's various problems. If it were not oblivious, if council and the mayor and this administration were not, we'd have a lot more on the agenda, like how to deal with some of these problems that I think are pretty acute, like homelessness and gun violence and environmental degradation and so forth. But I just wondered, back to that issue of the auditor, has the city, can the controller or the mayor or Charlie tell me, give us, the few people that are here, but in the public in general, any information about, has an auditor been hired to determine how that ARP money was spent? And the LSA money. I don't know if it's too early to have that LSA money. That window closed, I understand it, in November, I guess. But that's a lot of money that was distributed, especially to Wilkes and Kings. And I think the public has a right to know if it was spent in the right way. Maybe somebody, public official, used some of it to buy a car or a house or something, and we don't know about it. I mean, that's unlikely, but we have a right to know. The auditors, were they hired? Is there an audit going on? I don't know. Nothing's disclosed in the city. It's all hidden, under the radar. I would like to know, still, if it's possible, I guess, Maureen, you're probably not familiar, and Tim wasn't too familiar either, but nobody has bothered to look. Times are getting worse economically. Would you agree to that with this war over in Iran? What has that done to gas prices, guys? They're up, what, 40% or something like that? It's now $3.50 a gallon. And heating bills have been very severe over the winter, right? Food prices are up. The cost of living in general is, especially for people who are on limited incomes like myself, is becoming very, very intolerable, very dire. And what does the mayor do? He doubles our sewer fee. Now, is that fair, Mayor? I don't think it is. Oh, great, we haven't raised property taxes. But Mike and the sewer authority has seen fit to increase our sewer bills. So we're getting hit from all sides here, not just inflation and an increase in prices. So I think if it's possible, Mayor, I don't know if it is, or Council, to look into the fact, if there's still time this year to give people a break, especially senior citizens or people on fixed incomes, on their sewer, that increase in the sewer fee from $50 to $100, or their property taxes, which the discount period, I think, has expired, is it possible to still do something to give people a break on that? And if it is, I would urge council to act on that, because times are getting worse, and believe me, friends, they're not going to get better in terms of economic situation and fiscal crisis for people. You people may not feel it because you're pretty well off, but I do, and a lot of other people do, who are having tough times to make ends meet in this city. What's so funny?
Don't make assumptions on how well off we are or not.
In my time, do I get another 10 seconds here?
So, Mr. Troy, can I ask you a question? How would you pay for Horton Street and Cunningham Avenue?
I can't hear you.
How would you pay for Horton Street and Cunningham Avenue if you were mayor?
How would I take what if I were mayor?
How would you pay for Horton Street and Cunningham Avenue if you were mayor?
Well, that's still a mystery, too. How much did Horton Street cost? Do you have a figure on it?
I asked you a question, sir. How would you pay for it?
Well, I have to know how much it costs first.
Would you be responsible to future infrastructure?
It depends. I would certainly look into it. I would certainly not take the money out of the general treasury. How would you pay for it? How did you make a decision? Do we have a price tag on it?
I think we just did make it.
I'm asking a question because I don't know how to answer the question. I'm not mayor. I'm not. If I were council, believe me, I'd be doing something more than just sitting back and taking money out of the treasury to pay for it, out of the general fund. I don't know if that's what you're doing, or is the bond issue paying for that? Is it part of the bond? See, you guys don't, there's nothing that's transparent here. Well, what's your answer to the question that you posed? Can you pose the question? He's trying to put me on.
I guess you have no answer to it.
It's all right. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah.
I don't take offense or anything.
We had an answer already.
It would depend on how much it costs. That's my answer. It would depend on how much it costs. Maybe I take the money out of your salary or your benefits or
Anything else? Anybody got anything else?
How about that gun issue? Can I talk for a minute on that?
Charlie's up.
It's Charlie's turn.
Sam, you raise the issue of ARP all the time. Let me be very clear that somehow things. Number one, every use of the dollars was passed by this council during the period of time that was used. So you could see every project, it was at a public meeting, and it was voted for. Quarterly reports were filed according to the requirements of federal requirements on the quarters where every dollar was accounted for.
I'm sorry.
Federal was filed federally as required, and it was filed on time, and all the dollars that were expended were placed in those quarterly reports. And third, if you read the paper closely, the county didn't hire that firm to audit the money. That firm was hired in order to facilitate and help them in deciding whether certain projects were qualifiable, to which the county paid about $2 million. The city did not do that.
Who hired
There was
the
no
auditor?
requirement of audit. Talk to the county. But it doesn't have anything to do with the city. It doesn't have anything to do with your belief that somehow we have to audit the art files because someone else did.
That's the end of it.
Yes?
Hi, Sam. How you doing?
I'm not good, Mayor Brown. I could use a little
Yeah, good.
fiscal
Good.
help.
Sam, you always ask, by the way, I know you would never be...
I don't mean to get you disturbed, I'm sorry.
I'm very happy to talk to you. That's why on my own I got...
You're not being sarcastic?
Sam, excuse me. I got up on my own to talk to you, okay? Didn't have to, but I wanted to talk to you and explain the answers to some of the questions that you have. First of all, you could always do a right to know if you're looking for information.
I know.
You could always do that, Sam, and I don't know if you've ever done that before, but you can do that. That information is available through a right to know request, okay?
Right.
And God forbid that you would be...
And deliver it to the solicitor, right?
Excuse me. Ma'am, can I talk without...
Sam, you got to let him finish. We let you finish.
Okay, so anyway, Sam, you always come up here and you've always been negative towards the way council and the city mayor run this city, okay? You have not had a tax increase in the 7 years I'm mayor. I've told you that several times. You've had one increase in the cost of the sewer fees, and that's because, Sam, we've had about a $1.2 million expense on Horton Street alone, Sam. Just Horton Street alone in repairs. And there are more repairs that have to be done within the city.
I'm sorry, I don't get your point, Mayor. I mean, we don't have enough money to
Sam,
make them?
Sam, he's not done. Let him finish.
Please, let me finish. No one interrupted you. So Sam, what I'm trying to say is, if we did raise the fee from $50 to $100, okay, it's the first time in 12 to 15 years that's been raised, yet the price of everything go up, Sam. Even the cost of trying to repair the roads go up. So in an effort to try to let you understand better what it takes to run the city and what it takes to be a city council person or a mayor, I'm trying to elaborate for you and tell you what it costs to do the repairs of a Horton Street project, which, by the way, we continue to do throughout the city. Our infrastructure and our sewer lines are over 100 years old, Sam. And there's going to be...
Do you have a price tag on that Horton Street? I'm sorry, because he...
Sam,
Sam, I'm trying to respond to you in a respectful way. I'm trying to be respectful to you. Sewer lines are over 100 years old, Sam.
I understand.
And they need a lot of repairs. And for you to be able to utilize your sewer system where you live in Wilkes-Barre, it takes repair work, which costs a lot of money, Sam. So what we're trying to do is be the most cost-effective way to provide services for you. And if that meant a $50 increase, then I'm sorry that that was necessary, Sam, to provide the services for you. So if there's something you don't like the way the city's being run by myself or these council members, there's a way that you can correct that. It's called the election system. You can run for city council. You could run for mayor if you'd like to do that. And if you get enough votes and you become a council member, it'd be interesting to see what changes you would make in sitting in these seats. That's not an easy job these people have. It's a very difficult job they have. They have to respond to people calling them every single day, and they try to respond in a very professional way, just like I try to, along with our city administrator. So Sam, yes, you come in here every time you come in, and
That's right.
you, Sam, excuse me. We welcome your replies to what we have to say here. We welcome your questions, but sometimes it's the same questions we give the same answers to. So I hope you understand that, and I'm trying to be very respectful to you, Sam. Okay?
Can you elaborate on the Horton Street,
it's 1.2 million just for Horton Street.
1.2 million? So can I ask him a question or not?
What's the question?
I would like to know if floating that bond issue of $6 million was that to cover, is that perhaps some of that money going into the pension fund, which I understand is at a crisis, or was that to cover Horton Street and other related expenses like employee raises or health care, et cetera?
You can add that at the next meeting.
Would anybody,
Anybody else? Motion to adjourn.
see, what is, don't worry, it won't cause a ruckus.
You didn't bring any pictures of the back? You didn't bring pictures of the baby?
That was different.
Yeah.